Hey, beautiful people. I'm Mila.
Hey y'all, I'm Monika.
And thanks for joining us.
Welcome, family, friends, and everyone who is joining us. My lovely, my lovely co-host, honey, Monika. Sis, how you doing?
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
Okay. Well, I mean, 2024, we are still on a roll. It is giving us gems, gifts, and plenty to talk about when we gather. So I am definitely excited, of course, about this episode's conversation and what's going on. Lots of things to discuss. But you know how we get this thing started. How was your week, Monica?
The week has been restful again. Hibernating, just getting some clarity on some things. Staying in my lane.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
it sounds like the mantra for the week is still clarity. It's still clarity and staying in one's lane. It sounds like we are still of that energy the second week of January 2024.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cold outside. I don't need to be around a lot of energy right now. A lot of other people's energy right now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
And that's fair because I
Mm-hmm.
am definitely of the hibernation school of thought. I come to life in the spring, but I let the hair grow on the legs, the arms, and I just chill out. I mean, let's just I'm hibernating, okay, as the word would imply. And my week, hmm, it has been another week, and I'm glad about it. Full of all kinds of good things, and I am especially happy to be discussing what we're going to be talking about tonight or today, whenever you're listening to this. So
Part two. Mm-hmm.
yeah, part two, because part one was like girl, it was like this thing couldn't stop because there's more to add to some of our part ones. There's new things to discuss. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump into this thing. I'm not missing anything, right? I mean, we're recording, of course, on 11/11, so we know that there are all kind of good things that people think and believe behind 11/11. It is a new moon, but it's in Capricorn. Told me, Monica.
The new moon. Let me get to my folder here.
Okay.
Uh, it's the new moon in Capricorn,
Okay.
which basically is, a get your ish together. So it's bringing the first shifts of the year. It's welcoming important changes in the next level of your life.
Hmm.
This Capricorn new moon comes for many after an emotional period. December was healing and emotional. The first shifts of 2024 are happening. So it's a fresh perspective, beginning your future success and love life. Your future has arrived. There will
Mm.
be beautiful changes, and it will be easier to let go of old patterns and attachment. Also, I wanted to say it's bringing us motivation and, like I said, clarity,
Mm-hmm.
shining a light on keys to freedom, can't even talk,
Mm-hmm.
purpose, family, career, and finances. Just a little quote to go with that. Um, all things need prayer, but sometimes they don't need prayer. They just need discipline. Note to self. God
Note to
already
self. Okay.
God already told you what to do.
Oh. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. I like that. I mean, and thank you. I always like to know what's going on with the moon, and maybe that's from my years of working with the public. I would notice, and this is sort of scientific, but I would notice that when the moon was full around the day before the full moon and like the day after, ooh, the things that we would see, the customers, the energy, things would be so wild. If you were going to call out on any day, if you were calling out on the full moon, I would totally understand because things get crazy, kind of this leads us right into community talk, I guess, Monica. But thank
Mhm.
you. I like the way you put that last little bit about, God already told you what to do. Uh, but we're kind of moving right into what we need to be talking about, and we'll just discuss this. I sent you a clip because I was horrified We were watching it, and a man was at a fast food restaurant. He was very upset about not getting the right food. No, the food was right, but I think it must have damaged his microwave because they wrap it up in foil in this particular restaurant. And he heated it up. It must have messed up his microwave, and so he was really going back and forth with the manager. And it was a young manager of color.
Mm-hmm.
He was accepting it. I'm giving everyone the background. We gotta give the lay out the scenario, and then the next thing you know, the young man is actually not being dismissive. He's not being rude. You know what? He's being, Monica, how did you say it? It sounds like he was used to being around an elder or a grandparent or some elders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was being very professional, which
Right.
his age didn't imply that you would expect that,
Mm-hmm.
but he was actually being pretty cool. So he was like, okay, well, what do you want just a whole new order then, or what would you like? And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the old man, the elder here, Molly, he cocked his little body back. I mean, he wasn't really a little man either, but he cocked his body back and he slapped that young man in his face right there. And I think everyone was shocked. The restaurant was shocked. His co-workers leapt into action. He was shocked, but he kind of squared up. But then I guess he looked and saw that that was an old man who was like a veteran, a military veteran. And he kind of put his hands down. He was like, "Well, why did you do that?" And I just have so much respect for that kid. I hope he gets a promotion. I hope he is Employee of the Year.
Girl, I would have done left that day. F
That's
all
what I was gonna
y'all.
say. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I can ever do it, y'all, because I don't.
I probably
Mm-mm.
wouldn't laid hands, but I would have took yeah, I would have took some time off, as much time as I needed.
Need it. Girl, the PTS girl, anytime a customer would want to get like a little spicy with me, I definitely would have a flashback of getting slapped and need to sit down. And that's not even that's not even a joke. That's just the audacity. Like you get to hit people now?
Yeah,
Like
just because you got PTSD and you go and hit somebody else might have PTSD. You don't know what that's going to trigger in somebody else. Obviously, the basis of this, like the foundational reading is fundamental. If you got a microwave and you're supposed to read the manuals before you use any type of
electronics
equipment,
equipment,
electronic,
yes.
anything, the wash machine, the microwave, the stove, the oven, the
Refrigerator,
dishwasher,
yes.
your phone. People don't
Yes.
read their manual. I mean, you could even go to YouTube if you don't want to read it. They
Say
got
it.
shit. They got Audible if you don't want to
Yeah.
read it.
Say it.
Okay, so for him, I know that as a kid because me and my sister were young. We learned to cook around 8, 9.
Mhm.
Like we used to learn to use the microwave before 10. Like you don't put foil in there, dummy.
Oh, oh my goodness.
First
That's
of all,
the
that's
truth.
his fault.
Yes.
That's not the restaurant or fast food establishment's fault. That's
Hmm.
not. That's just common sense.
Yep. Please. And that is
And then
not
if it
common
it, it,
anymore.
it didn't trick, I mean, how it gonna trigger you? You have PTSD, but you was able to get into the car and drive over there.
Yeah.
You had all the energy. Obviously, something else was going in the background, going on in his life. And
Yes.
he used that energy and then transferred over, like you was talking to me the other day, transference of
Some
energy,
energy. Yes, girl. That
and
is
went over
real.
there
Hmm.
and thought doing that was gonna, I guess, help him feel better. Obviously didn't help him feel better because now it's gonna, if he does work or any type of associations he has out in the public, and pretty, Twitter goes ham, they will get into your business, they will
Hmm.
find you. Yeah, so he already messed up his life for the next few months.
Oh, the elder, the older gentleman. I
Yeah,
won't say gentleman.
yeah.
I'm sorry. That older reckless dude that slapped that, because he did open hand slap him, in his face. Girl, what what I have to say is these elders, these are elders out here going wild. It's hard to defend. Elders are some of my favorite. They're my favorite humans. Okay, for real. It's like, they get away with a lot. Like I do let elders get away with things that nobody our age or younger could even try it.
You know
I
what?
mean, but
This
this is outrageous. Girl,
It's
I mm-mm,
outrageous. And
mm-mm.
you know what? This kind of coincides with what I read earlier today in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Hmm.
Unlock Your Master Keys to Success, Joseph Murphy. I go
Hmm.
back to it as a reference.
Okay.
Uh, so today I had read,
Girl, you said
he
this.
said he said animals pick up your fear vibrations and snap at you. If you love animals, they will never attack you. Many undisciplined human beings are just as sensitive as dogs, cats, and other animals.
Mm. Hmm. Excuse me, I had to wait. I said I want to rewind on that one, sis. I need to digest that.
Hold on, I just threw the book back on the floor. Let me play it back.
Wait, because I love the way you said many undisciplined. Okay. So I'm like, I need to make sure I got this thinking right. Okay, that I have this part down pat. But
Yes.
yeah,
So this is and this is on page 109
okay.
in the book,
Okay.
and it's a summary of the chapter. But
Okay.
again, he said animals pick up your fear vibrations and snap at you. If
Mm,
you love animals, they will never attack you. Many undisciplined human beings are just as sensitive as dogs, cats, and other animals.
mm. Oh, wow. Okay, girl.
He should
Well,
just be glad old boy didn't was raised right and didn't go off on him.
yeah. But you know what? It's kind of funny that we're celebrating this, but there was a time when you wouldn't even expect a worker to attack anyone because that's just something that it's like you don't engage. You can't. I've worked for an employer or employers who have definitely had a non-contact kind of policy. Like if you engage, if someone can attack you, then you just remove yourself from the situation. But if
Mhm.
you mutually combat them and engage, that could be the termination. I mean, I remember an incident once where a woman was having something ripped out of her hand, and her natural reflex to defend against this was to grab the jacket of the person that was, trying to steal from her. And it
Mhm.
almost cost her job because she did rip the person's jacket off. But they still got away, but still, and she was an older lady, so I don't think she really was trying. I think she just was so surprised that someone would literally do what was happening to her.
Re-
Yeah, but but like I said, no, you're not able to.
Remember that story I told you the other day when I worked at a local bank in the area when I was 19? And I like I said, I think we were about to close, and some I'm not even gonna say gentleman, some dude was using the ATM, and I don't even think he had an account there, honestly. And the
Mhm.
sweet supervisor, I'll never forget her, Melissa.
Shout outs to Melissa.
She went out there. I don't know what his issue was. He spit in her face.
Oh, you did tell me that, girl. That's assault. That is
Child,
assault, though. Spitting, just FYI for people out here in the streets that are confused. Oh, spitting on someone is assault.
I
Yeah.
was flabbergasted because I was like, hell to the no.
And that was
You know what I'm
young.
saying?
That
Because
was young T telling you too.
she was the manager, and I was just like, I can't remember what she did after that. Because like I said, we were closing the bank. It was 5. Um, yeah,
Wow.
no bueno. Because yeah,
Mhm.
if you come within 3 feet of me, I have a right to defend myself. That's what my daddy told me.
That's that T town. I like the way you said that. If you come within 3 feet, girl, 3 feet, 3 feet is
Girl,
your
that's that.
bubble.
Girl, that's at Alabama. I
Okay.
don't care.
She said I will mess you up. That's that's why I said your manager deserved an award. She deserved a standing ovation, some time off, and some treats because she kept it together. She didn't freak out. So, but
I hope she did. I hope she did. Hmm.
but okay, well, moving right along. So that's why I'm always interested in what's happening with the moon. FYI, again. So now moving right along. So
Again, that's why I'm hibernating and isolating. I'm staying in my lane.
okay, I girl, that's real. So moving right along with more community news. like I said, this was the week that kept on giving. So we did start Sunday with the first official award show of award season, hosted by Joel Coy, and it was the
And you
Golden
know what?
Globes.
Oop, oop.
Uh huh.
Just to insert, not to cut you off,
Uh huh.
you know he is from Washington State.
Yes, he is. Woo, woo, woo. But honey, I tell you, okay. Yeah, you know what? I know he's from, but girl, there was some controversy behind his hosting. I did not watch all of it. Normally fan I try, but I kept up with it. But the next day, honey, the uh, Instagram post and repost and X conversations were about misogyny and his off jokes and not funny and cancel him. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, he's not the first person who's made a terrible joke. Did you want Will Smith to jump up and handle that, or what? Or what? But they were not happy.
Then people probably would have preferred a slap. But anyways.
Maybe. So, but shout out to our local Washingtonian. It's like when you hear people from Washington doing big things, it does make you smile because they
Well,
get it.
we got a few comedians from here. Kev on stage,
Yep.
Nate Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
Kanisha Bus. Yeah, there's a
Yes.
few comedians. Yep.
Yeah, and so hey, we love it. So shout out to the comedians, the people who are making you laugh during these crazy times. So so that was that. You know what? There were no real surprises, but I will say if you follow our podcast and if this is your first time, hopefully you will join us back again. Uh we are really about them shows every now and then. We watch things, we discuss, we talk about it. And I told you there were a lot of things over last year that we watched and we had an opinion on, like Beef. We loved the series Beef on Netflix. Or I did. I thought it was it,
No, I enjoy beef.
yes.
Yeah, I did like beef. I didn't like that other weird ish you had me watching.
That's all right. That was all right. It was Donald Glover. We did it for the culture. So and that was
Mm,
Swarm. It was Swarm. But no, but
yeah.
but Beef won big. Ali Wong and Stephen Yo won best actor and best actress for a miniseries for that. So
It's a relatable
it's
issue.
yeah, it was wonder. I mean, the levels of petty. I felt like somebody had to be a Virgo. I was like, wait, what are we doing? Every episode was delightful. So that one, another show that I really follow, um, called The Bear. It's a FX Hulu show. They won Best
Hmm.
Actor and Best Supporting Actress. Characters are so amazing on that show. It's about food and a restaurant, but oh, the guest stars are amazing. Sarah Paulson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Oliver Pratt. It's just a fun ride. So that
Okay.
one, uh, Barbie won an award, and we were talking to. Well, I was talking to somebody. Oh, I think it was my sister. I think she was not gonna feel Barbie, and I said, actually, you know what? It's worth taking a look at. Don't count it out so fast.
I
Uh,
don't know. I just want to say hated it. I didn't even watch it though. I don't know. I played with the Barbies when I was younger, but I don't know if I want to watch a whole ass movie about Barbies.
Yeah, you know what? Your girl Issa's. You know how you
Hello.
like to support Issa, so maybe you will. Maybe you will.
Just because I support Issa don't mean I can support all her projects.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know what? You might hear more about it. I mean, we'll discuss it after the show. I think I can share with you the good parts, and maybe you'll be interested in watching it because it's not what people think, and that's what I've learned about Barbie. But anyway, moving right along. No, nothing from the Color Purple one.
Girl, I ain't watching that either.
Girl, you know how I feel. Everyone knows how I feel about the Color Purple because
Some movies don't need to be redone. I don't care
stop
where how
it.
you spin it.
Stop
I
it,
really
but
don't.
stop it, because we had a sidebar conversation about that. We had a list. We were like, please don't redo. I We were saying what beach? Well, they already redid beaches. We said hated it. They redid. I don't do
Eve's Bayou,
Bayou.
don't redo Eve's Bayou, don't redo Fried Green Tomatoes,
Not necessary. Don't redo Pretty
don't
Woman.
redo Sleeping with the Enemy.
The-
Like there's just some don't redo Ferris Bueller. Some
Yes,
classics just
to
need to
be
be
there. Yeah, and
classics.
yeah, you You already ruined beaches, so I can't even say don't do that again. But just stop. Just stop with all the
But
remixes.
but but I did see the new trailer for Beverly Hills Cop.
But that's not a remix. That's just a continuation of
A
yeah.
continuation.
So
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. Axel Foley's back.
the trailer was good.
Yeah, very
So, you know what I'm
good.
saying? Yeah. And I guess it depends on the directors, cuz you went into some research about who was directing The
Color
Color
Purple.
Purple
And
and
well, it
all
was a
the
man.
shenanigans going on
Yeah, it
there.
was like you can't try to feed me Oprah because I know you don't want to be auntie.
But was he even from the culture though?
No,
Like,
he wasn't, and he only had two projects really to his resume. But you can't tell me it's about women's empowerment and us feeling good and understanding when there are so many female women. I don't whatever pronoun you're using, but there are so many chicks out here that are
other
good
women
directors.
directors.
Yes, that could have understood the assignment and handled it with a little bit more care. And when I heard that the budget was $100
Oh,
million plus advertising, I said, not for not for what I
and you
watched.
know
I
what?
said,
Hold on.
where for
There's
what?
Queen Sugar. They had a woman director
Every
for each
episode.
episode.
Yeah, and there was over
So
40
you can't
episodes.
tell me yeah. Mm-mm,
That's why
mm-mm.
I was like, okay, that math that isn't making any sense to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move right along because I felt like there's so many shenanigans, and then of course they're talking about Taraji, implying about women's pay inequity, and that is definitely something we've talked about here on this podcast as women out here uh, pay us, and as women of color really pay
Protect
us.
us. How you got them driving themselves around in Atlanta
Thank you.
and don't got no food service on the first day of shooting?
No security. I mean, like they treated
Uh,
it like it was a like I heard people say that they worked on 2B movies and got better treatment than how the A-list black celebrities were treated working on The Color Purple. So
and like I told you, I think that's nepotism. Somebody hired their son or daughter of another. Mm, and yeah, they was trying to cut all costs, and somebody pocketed some money
oh,
somewhere.
I think about after watching the movie because I went see, I like to complain about things, so then that means I'm gonna go and actually experience it so that I have an actual opinion to stand on.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Either you will go or I'll
Oh,
go,
yes,
depending on what it
yes.
is. But I wasn't about to go
No,
see
no, no.
that.
And you didn't know you didn't have to, but I said after what I witnessed, the whole point of that was after what I actually watched for 2+ hours, there's no way in hell they spent $100 million. Let's just keep that 1,000. You're not spending 100 millions on what I saw a lot of shucking and jiving and a lot of songs that just I mean, the critiques. The critiques, I was like, just because it worked on Broadway doesn't mean that it was going to work in film style. And film is a different kind of medium altogether. So I think that they should have rethought the music as well. The genres, what they were talking about. It was really bright. It felt too light and happy for the content, of The Color Purple. But
They were trying to make it palatable to people.
girl, things don't always need to be palatable. But
The
I,
early 1900s and the 1800s is not a palatable time for Black people in America.
girl, oh somebody, honey,
There are
somebody
people
feeling
around here
spicy.
trying to change the history and stuff like that. Like we gonna forget.
Oh, girl. Whew, girl, okay. I said, Monica,
Talking
you
about it was so long ago. You need to forget. Then other cultures need to forget.
said we won't forget. You said we're not about to forget this injustice. I mean, girl, what can I say? What can I say? You're hitting on every syllable, but I don't want to
And they
stay here
should have,
too.
if they had all that money, they should have employed Black businesses.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, because remember there was that scandal that the content they had paid like $30,000 or $50,000 to a content creator to post about The Color Purple, but she didn't even watch it, didn't know what it was about. She was in a different country, and it was a hot dang
Are you
mess.
serious?
Yeah, oh yeah. She they were like, what movie did she what the yeah, no, she never and she got paid like a lot of money. I said like I think it was 50,000 or 30,000, between $30,000 and $50,000 that she was paid for that post, like to repost.
Again,
Yeah,
nepotism. That was somebody's friend, a relative.
yeah, girl. It
She shouldn't got paid. A content create a content create, not somebody who actually went to school for like media or journalism or
No, no, you, girl. I'm looking at. No, girl. No, you heard me. You heard me perfectly well, babe. You heard me. You got it
not
right.
somebody who actually was like an assistant or I can't even think of the other names for people on movie sets or
Yeah, nope.
somebody who was actually in the industry.
Nope, nope, it wasn't that. Nope, girl. Nope, it wasn't that. But as we move right
That's
along,
like hiring me to do some ish like that. Are you serious? I mean, I probably did a better job. At least I, saw the original movie, but
yeah,
damn. 50,000? Oh,
yeah,
they playing in people's faces.
yeah, they are for no, and didn't see it. You know what? I'm gonna find it and send it to you. And I know if you think it's appropriate, we will put it on the Auntie season Instagram because it was one of those things where people were like, "What the? What did she think the color
What's
purple?"
her handle?
We're gonna, girl, we'll get to it. But honey, we are moving along from this, as you would say, moving right along. Monica, go
Well,
ahead and
yeah,
do
and I
that.
don't. For me, I don't like. I don't really care for musicals, so I'm not gonna
Yes,
go to the movie theater to go watch a musical. Like we said, we
yeah,
will go if it's a Broadway play or something.
yes.
Then
Go to
I'd be more
Broadway. Thank
inept
you.
to do it. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, no, bueno.
No, no, it was terrible. But like I said, this is official award season. So coming up on the 15th,
But you know what? Hold on, I just gotta add my other 2 cents to it.
I love it because every time I try to get Monica hyped up about this subject matter, she'd be like, ah, yeah. But now, okay, honey, I'm glad you put on your
Some people might be
freedom
mad
hat.
at me, but you know
This
what? A
is your
lot of people
freedom
just
hat, I
went.
see.
Yeah,
Huh.
a lot of people just went because it was Oprah. But
Yeah. Woo. Mm,
that's a whole nother conversation.
really, girl. Yeah. Because that goes back to that pay. That goes back to that inequity. That goes back to her not wanting to be auntie. That goes back to
And
a lot.
I'm like, yeah,
No.
Auntie Oprah, how come you didn't know that they didn't have security or food services going on?
She said,
Like,
I'm just a producer. I wasn't there. But then every press junket we see is her next to the director, her on the set, acting like she's really working with the actors. Girl, sit yourself down. Decide what the narrative is, Auntie. I'm confused. This a whole
you
hot
know
damn
what? She
mess.
could have paid one of them students from her school back in Africa to do the content creation.
Girl, hold up, girl. You trying to make me,
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
girl. You. Oh my goodness! If you can see me, girl, I just passed out.
Cause some of these new money black people, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Girl, I passed out. I passed out, girl. Get Monica. You can't take my soapbox, girl. Get yourself down, girl. Sit there. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just wanted to shout out the upcoming awards because it is award season. So January 15th.
She feeling herself on that Ozempic, but anyway.
Honey, Oprah on the old damn Ozempic. Okay, this is a sidebar, but we just got to talk
I
about it,
think
girl.
I think one of the side effects is memory loss, though, for real.
I hope not, because girl, I said I've been looking at them pictures of Oprah on Ozempic, and I looking at Kelly Clarkson. There's a couple of people that I'm like Kelly Clarkson. I'm like, she done got real tiny real fast for her show again. I was thinking about that Ozempic. I've been now, I love my juiciness, but I was like, my gosh, them women are taking that injection, and they down to damn near skin and bone. I never seen Oprah be that small. I was like,
Girl, I
I'm
can
in
help you.
prayer.
You
I'm
know,
in
I got
prayer on
down to a
that.
size. I got down to a size 4'6".
Yeah,
It wasn't in 6 months,
right.
but I did it.
Yeah, you talk about the natural way. I was talking about how Oprah, the money people do it. They was doing Ozempic. That's what we're talking about,
I
honey.
just don't understand though. She got all that money. She shouldn't. But anyways,
Oh, she did it. We've watched Oprah do it the way you
yeah.
discussed, honey, and she ain't never been that small. Sometimes they're saying now that you need medical intervention. That's the word on the street after, because she's still like Weight Watchers still didn't disown her. So what they're saying is sometimes Weight Watchers still works well with products, even Ozempic. But no, honey, that medical intervention helped her get smaller than we've ever seen her get. I want to just watch and see how long it stays off.
I hope she don't grow no new, hands or feet,
You
or
wouldn't know if
it
she
doesn't do
did.
it.
She would have it removed secretly.
Hmm. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay, girl. If I do not,
Ozempic is for people who have medical issues. Like, what is it for diabetes?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it really is. No, it's the crazy thing. It's really important because people become insulin resistant. So let's speak on
Right.
why.
That's
Yeah. So
that's
yeah.
the use for it.
Okay, so I'm going back to the primetime Emmys are coming up on the 15th. And then you know what? We have Oscar nominations coming out. We have the NAACP Image Award nominations coming out. February, there are a couple of wonderful awards, including the Grammy Awards on the 4th, that are going to be hosted by Trevor Noah. So that is
Mm.
some exciting stuff. We have the SAG Awards on February 24th, People's Choice Awards on the 18th. And I heard that they're going to have a diverse
Girl, you're in
host.
February? We're still in January.
Well, I'm just like, it's award season,
Oh.
so there are things to
Mm.
look forward to. But okay, but
Mm-hmm.
moving on. So then, if that was Sunday, girl, and we already only into Sunday, so then Monday happened, girl, and Monday, Jonathan Majors went on Good Morning America to
Oh, Jesus.
discuss the results of his two guilty charges and acquit because he got off on some two other ones, right? So or three other ones. So he's you know half and half. So anyway, and he said a lot of things. And why is this relevant as we go into MLK weekend? There was a lot of talk about Coretta Scott, okay, King, okay. I don't want to forget the King, but she was her own powerful powerhouse before that, before
Right.
she was married. But Coretta Scott
Put
King.
some
So
respect on her name.
name, thank you,
You
because
know,
they were mentioned her. She got mentioned in the trial, I guess, because of the audio or because of what the ex testimony was about. Jonathan, of course, asked her to be great because I actually, what's nice about the interview that happened on Monday, I got a chance to actually
who
hear
did
them.
who did he ask to be great?
So his ex girlfriend Grace,
Oh,
and so
his white ex girlfriend Grace.
that's
To
who he
be to be
asked.
to be great, like who?
Because he said he was a great man and he was doing great things for the culture and community. This is, I'm paraphrasing, but this is actually what the brother said. I am a great man. I am doing great things for my community and my culture, and I just need a partner who understands that. So I understand the optics on what he said and who he was with doesn't make any sense.
No, because
I
he should have told her to be. What was President Kennedy's wife's name?
Jacqueline, Jacqueline
He
O'Neill
should have
Kennedy,
told her
Jacqueline Kennedy,
to be
Jackie O.
great like
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Keep it in perspective. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm not mad at that point. You said, let it fit the scenario. You said you're asking her to be Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King, and that's just not doable because she's also from Australia. So her struggle is not the same. So she doesn't know anything
She
about
don't
those
even. Yeah,
people.
she don't know nothing about that. Because my man told me to be like, name some other who.
You
Name.
know what? I don't know, but because I don't
I
want to
would
be
be offended if
offensive.
it wasn't
Yes.
somebody my shade. I would be offended.
Thank
I
you.
would look
Yeah.
at him like he done
Yes.
lost his everlasting mind. Are
Oh, if
you
he told you to
what?
be, if he told you to have the acting chops and the charisma of Meryl Streep and Marilyn Monroe, would you be offended?
I'd be a little offended. Because there's too many. It's Viola Davis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But he did tell her that, and it was on the court record, and they mentioned it in this little interview that he had. It was like 17 minutes of just. Ooh, it was girl. It was something. And I know you watched it too.
Why is he doing interviews? Where
Before
is
you've
his
been
PR?
sentenced.
Oh, okay.
Someone hates him. Someone hates him because he said he was fired within 30 minutes from Marvel of the verdict coming back. But I just want to know who hates him because his lawyer seems to she that legal team awful.
Yo,
The
hold on.
PR team trash.
Sidebar. Hold on, hold on. You talk about his lawyer probably hates him. I came
Yes.
across this. I be on Twitter. I like Twitter. Came across this. They were like, "What song like by an artist, but it's like not on their album, but it was like it was like it had like a big impact."
Right.
Rihanna made the song "B Better Have My Money."
Yes.
It's not on her album. She was talking about her attorney.
Uh,
Her attorney has screwed her over. She made
oh,
that song specifically for her attorney.
oh. And that song was fire too. Like blah
Right.
blah blah. Okay. Well, so, so, what are we expecting a hit song from Jonathan after this? Because, honey,
Oh no,
his
no,
attorney hates his. You know what? His attorney was like a plant.
girl, it
There's a
probably
lot of words
was. They
about plants.
all in a cahoots together.
Yeah, because Cat really brought that word into 2024 with us. Plants, industry plants. And that attorney, I would look at who hired that attorney. Where did you find that person? Why don't you go ahead and call Ben Crump? Ring, ring, brother Crump,
Well,
brother Crump.
once our people get to a certain echelon, they really, some of them don't even really employ anybody
I already knew brother
of
Jonathan
their
was
hue.
confused. I knew he was confused when he was walking around with high water bell bottoms. I'm like, wait, what?
Girl, I knew he wasn't confused when he did that editorial for Essence magazine.
It was Ebony, girl. It was
Oh,
Ebony.
Ebony.
Hmm.
My bad, Essence.
I
Correction.
I mean, no, everybody was like, oh, so artistic. He's so oh, a man wearing pink. No, there was a lot of issues with that. It had nothing to do with that brother wearing pink. It was just, yeah,
It no,
he
it
was
was the
feeling like a
wear.
plant.
It
He was.
was the way he was
Thank
wearing
you.
the pink
Yeah, and how?
because
Yeah.
Kofi
Hmm. Oh,
can
your
wear a
man.
pink suit.
Oh, ooh, but he fine. But he continent fine. Okay, that's
Right.
why though. Ooh. Now that's the brother they should have been talking about how fine and wonderful he is. That is for Queen Sugar. In case you guys are like, who's Kofi? Who are they talking about? Oh my gosh, he's Ralph Angel from Queen Sugar. If you don't know, Google him. That
Okay.
brother can occupy a lot of space in my mind. He got, you know what? I'll give him a little corner. He can have it. But
Mhm.
but no, but Jonathan was just, I mean, there was just so many things that he said in that 17 minutes, including, I want to have a public service announcement for Sister Megan, girlfriend, sister girl. We still got you. Come on back here, honey, because they felt like flashed the
Was it
camera to her, and
a
she
get
didn't look
out
her.
situation?
Yeah, she didn't. She looked lost, and you know what he was? He sounded like a gaslighter. And the reason I had to say that is it sounds like a brother that never before would have looked at Megan, and she's gorgeous. Now you need Megan. And when he said, once again, he said, I found my Coretta Scott. What is this obsession with Coretta Scott King? That's what I want to ask his brother.
Girl,
Brother,
she
you
was
want a Coretta Scott King.
her thoughts were ruminating in her head while she was sitting there in that interview, and she was like, "What the
Am I doing
this is
here?
supposed to be a clean episode, but Jesus, oh no!" And he was
Her
using
look.
too many, like you said, should, if, could. He was using too many temporary words.
Yes, he said the relationship is still fresh. I hope she sticks with me. I think I found the one. She's like Coretta. I'm like, oh Lord, this brother, please,
He
please
didn't
stop
even put
doing
in
this
in good,
interview.
and he didn't even put in a good context because there's a lot of rap lyrics that have used Coretta Scott King's name, but in
Yes,
a respectful way.
yes.
Um,
What did her daughter say, Monica? I know we had looked it up and we were talking about that. Like, what what did Bernice say about the scenario? Okay.
um, let me see if I
Because
can
I know
pull that up.
because you were paraphrasing earlier when you said put some respect on her name. I heard that. I was like, okay. Yeah, I mean, but Jonathan, you
Yeah, she
know,
basically said, "Don't use my." She said my mother wasn't a prop.
mm, sorry, Megan.
This on the heels of Martin Luther King Jr. weekend.
My mother was not. That's the headline. My mother was not a prop. Period. Okay. Huh. Well, now we now we know. Now we know. And that was only Monday. So then Jonathan Majors gave us that, right? So then everybody's talking about that. You can't get away from that story. I mean, the shenanigans. Because some people say, "Oh, he did a good job. He defended himself." The brother hasn't been sentenced yet. I don't know. I had to do it for my daughter. Oh, now you're starting to talk about your kid. Where are your friends? Where are
I
your
didn't even know
brothers?
he had a daughter.
Yes, he does. Uh-huh.
Well, maybe his PR person should have had him spin it that he was a family man
Thank
instead of
you.
dragging Megan
Yes.
along for the ride.
Thank you.
Although, we as women allow a lot of F to go on.
Hmm.
So, I mean, um,
Wait, comedian Flame Monroe said, "The power of black women." He said, "It got." He said Megan got that man half the time that he was supposed to get. And all the serious charges. I
she
mean,
did.
all of the real serious ones were thrown out. Because he did present. But then they asked him, why didn't he get up and speak? They go, why didn't you testify? And the brother was like, what else was I going to add to it? What else was I going to say? I don't know. If you're really fighting for your career, your reputation, Yes, I said that attorney hated him. You're not on a murder trial, brother. Get up. You're an actor. Get up there, because he had that one tear drop on his eye the whole interview for over 17 minutes. So that in itself is pure acting and wizardry. So,
But
uh,
like I had mentioned in our sidebar conversation, I was like, first of all, why is this girl living in your house? You got so much money, you could have rented her an apartment on the west side in New York somewhere. She didn't have to live with you.
he seemed controlling and weird. I mean, just real talk though. Some of
Right.
his movements and his
Well, they
past
said he has a,
accusations.
yeah, he has a history of that.
But then he's like, I'm suicidal. Girl, he was everything on this. Yes, he said, I'm my
Well,
mental
it
health. I'm suicide. I've been diagnosed with. I'm like, okay, sir. Yes,
well, then that's the
now
case. Then Marvel probably made the right decision. He doesn't need to be acting right now. He needs to go
sit down.
check himself into, one of those programs, or a clinic, and get some therapy. He needs to, go away for a while.
Yeah. And you know what? He could be on the beach. He don't need to there. He could just sit himself down. He just needs to take
Oh, he could do
vacation.
like Tiffany Haddish did. Yeah, she went to the beach. She went to, it looked like she went to Hawaii or something.
The person that got two DUIs in a week, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that's where she went to,
Was
um
this recently?
Wusa at least a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good, because we don't know what was happening with Sister Tiff, but there definitely was a lot. I mean, we never addressed those rumors. I mean, on the show, or they're not really rumors or
Well,
allegations
first of
when
all, the
TMZ
PSA
had them.
is, yeah, the
Yeah.
PSA is, do not drink and drive.
You're rich enough, get a driver, get an Uber. Why are people? I mean, even though
Uber,
another
Lyft.
another sidebar though, I do understand why people can sometimes be afraid of a Lyft, because
Okay,
right
then
now I just read
call your
a
friends.
just
Call
read an
somebody.
article just read an article. Florida woman accused the Lyft driver of raping her and impregnating her. And
Okay,
when
well,
they did the
it,
DNA, the Lyft driver had done it. But that doesn't mean you cannot still use Lyft. Or I mean, just be cautious when you use it. When I'm
that,
using
or
those things,
call,
I'm on the phone with
call what
someone.
call one of your friends and cash app them the money that you was going to spend on the Uber. I think they would come out and get you.
If you have good friends, and we all hope that everyone has wonderful friends.
At least one or two, three good
Thank
friends.
you. But I know Monica would be. I've seen her be that kind of good friend. And then there's crickets. I didn't say me.
You know I am. Like,
I know,
yeah.
but you will. But I said I don't know if Mila would do it, but okay. But no, but that is truly the lesson, though, Monica. I appreciate that for you shouting that out. It is definitely get a driver, and I'm of that ilk, and that's something my mama would say too. She's like, why are people getting in like vehicular issues? You're rich, and now you don't even have to be rich to get a driver. Anyone can afford to get a driver, have a driver, Lyft, Uber, all these other apps. I mean, don't make it hard for yourself. Taxi cabs if you're in certain cities. I mean, but
You
you
know,
can get there.
and if you got the funds, go get you a hotel room.
Well, make it a mecation. That's a new buzzword. That's a trendy thing right now. I saw a little thing on it on on the socials, and they were saying mecations are really important in self-care. Sidebar, obviously, but what do you think about that, Monica? I mean,
I'm
have you thought about taking
always
a mecation, like where you just go and it's just strictly for relaxation, massages, nature, whatever it is that relaxes and stimulates you. And it's just a day or two, maybe just overnight, but it is a trending thing. I mean, are you a fan of a vacation?
I would do a Mecation. I also do a Mike, which is going to be to Bali within the
Okay.
next year.
Okay. So Bali's on your bucket list for 2024. We see it.
Yes.
We'll be doing the circle back in December, and we'll see. We
Hmm.
love it. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so move Jonathan Majors. We're putting that to bed. We will wait to see if the interview helped with his sentencing. I guess we'll never know, but we will find out in the next couple of weeks when he is sentenced. Okay, so that was it. And then back to Cat Williams. By Wednesday, everyone was talking about Cat Williams taking Kevin Hart's ex-wife on tour with him. What do you think about that, Monica? Is that the ultimate like shade? Is that like when what did 50 Cent do that was petty with Rick Ross's baby's mom or something? Like, is that the ultimate petty move? Or is that,
No,
just
it's a business move because maybe a lot of people don't know Tori Hart. wrote a lot of jokes for Kevin back in the day.
Oh, and he was, and some people would say he was hilarious back in the day compared to, now he's just a character, but they said he was hilarious back in the day.
Exactly. So business is business. If your feelings get hurt, then you shouldn't be doing business.
Wait, is that a quote? You said business is business. If you go get your feelings hurt, you shouldn't be doing business? Is that
If you
pretty
get your
much?
feelings hurt, you shouldn't be doing business.
Oh, oh, oh. Wow, honey, I
And
like
and obviously,
clarity.
Cat Williams is gonna pay her because there's receipts everywhere that Cat pays his people. He don't mess around with his dinero. And when has Kevin ever brought his wife or now ex-wife on tour with him? As far as being like, an opener or anything.
No, he hasn't. But you know what? It's really hard, I think, for men, and I'll just say men. I'll make it a blanket statement, but whatever. That's what we're doing. We having our conversation here. Uh, I think it's hard sometimes for men to put some men, not all men, but some men who are already celebrities, if they don't have the mind of creating an empire or a dynasty or really hustling, it's really hard for them to put their women on. They would rather see their women just kind of support them and be that behind every good man is a good woman trope. I mean, I think about one of the most like famous like black celebrities that are like this are like T.I. and Tiny. Like we
Mm-hmm.
think of me, Tiny was very much a celebrity in her
Ooh,
own
girl, I don't
right.
know if we should bring that up as an example right now. They in some allegations.
But still, she's an allegation because she's always gone along with everything that he has said. She
That's
dimmed her
true.
light so that he could shine brighter,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, and sometimes that is the case. But I mean, there are many husbands. I mean, you can look at, I won't start naming off people who are still with their spouses, but there's a lot of Hollywood spouses that are comfortable just kind of kicking back and, enjoying the
Um,
benefits of being Mrs. Somebody.
Denzel Washington's wife.
But you know what, they say that she's kind of a powerhouse in her own way, and
Mm-hmm.
she's acting a lot more now. I think her
Okay.
focus was the kids.
Right.
She you know what, she was in that show you like. What is it, Reasonable Doubt, that
Oh, okay.
new. She's the mom
The
of
mother. Okay.
the attorney. Yeah, no, no. So Pauletta, she's her own thing, but I could definitely see that maybe to the naked eye, maybe she's like that. But I don't think Denzel was trying to squash her
Okay.
down. Yeah, they have 4 kids,
So
and
who, like Kevin Hart's new wife?
yeah, very much. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, whatever
yeah,
her. Hmm.
because she's living the dream, because she definitely came up, because a lot of times the side chick or the mistress or the person that causes the fractures in the marriage. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously it's between the people who made the vows, but they don't often get to be the wife. So she's already living a dream, right? Because
It
wasn't
was,
she a side chick? I mean, I hate to
yeah.
be speaking out of turn on this woman. I don't
I,
obviously don't know her, but
possibly. I don't know. We might have to,
verify that.
verify that. But
Okay,
I know
okay.
he cheated on her and embarrassed her. Um.
But I felt like that was like karma, kind of, because
Well, what goes around comes around, like
I
Beyonce
mean,
said.
maybe Neo and his woman, are they an example of that? His ex, like, didn't he really like make her dim her light so that he could shine? And then she was like talented in her own right too.
And yeah, and then he went ahead and whoever he cheated with, he married her, and now he ain't with her no more. Girl,
What-
yeah, Neo got his own allegations going on too. But in a positive note, who
Well, he
doesn't have it?
cheated. Whether
Yeah.
Kevin Hart cheated on with who he's with currently. Oh no, he was cheating. Okay, no, he was. Kevin Hart's ex-wife says he was cheating on her with current wife. Okay, good. So I didn't
Yep.
want to be just
Mhm.
talking out of turn about about these
Okay.
people.
But
Okay,
on a positive note,
thank
a,
you.
a, a man who does bring his wife into the fold, and
Hmm.
she has a name that's Kev on stage, and Melissa, his wife. They do, skits together. They have podcasts
Podcast
together. Yeah,
together. Oh yeah,
they're
but
building an empire. They have an
empire.
empire. Yeah,
But that's exactly what I said.
yeah.
It's very different when the man is secure and when they building an empire.
Mm-hmm.
when you're not secure, it's going to be an unhealthy relationship. And of course, we just discussed like 3 or 4 unhealthy relationships that went
Right.
nowhere because the men had the people involved had issues that they hadn't worked out. So you're actually like go, Tori, go and enjoy being on tour with Cat Williams because if Kevin didn't put you on, and you're the mother of his children. That's the one thing. Like, it's different. She's not just an ex. They have kids. Like, you
Right,
want
but
your, yeah.
business is business. She gotta make. Who's gonna turn down a job if it's paying like 6 figures?
And she's a comedian. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand. I mean, it's a good business move, but it had Black X buzz and let's
I
see,
don't care. Kevin
Instagram
Hart can go take a
honey.
couple seats, but he might need one of the shorter ones so he can reach the floor.
Oh, girl, you you act like you watched that cat special again. It was crazy hearing short people calling short people short. I was like, wait, what? Like, wait, what's going on here, cat? I didn't know you were taller than, I don't know, 5'5" maybe. I was like, what is going on, cat?
Well, I'm
But
taller than Cat, so.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are calling me cat. So, and then I guess cat. Oh, I sent you that link. He upset Trick Daddy
Trick
because Trick
Daddy need to
Daddy.
worry about his health
Thank you,
instead of worrying about what people saying about him.
thank you, because Trick Daddy said something about don't talk about the greats, don't talk about the OGs, Ricky Smiley, and I never thought you was funny. I never thought you were okay. So he sounded like a real hater. And then Cat, they showed the clip from Cat's comedy. Stand up. Someone snuck a phone in, which we were discussing in previous episodes, violating what people are asking you to do when you see their shows. But someone brought in a phone and recorded the part of Cat's set, and he went so hard on Trick Daddy.
He did a funky Dineva.
He said if Trick can make it, you can make it. That should be. He said
Ooh.
look at Trick. Anyway, he cat went hard,
I
and
mean,
he
they're just they don't understand like uh Cat was calculating with
yeah,
what he said. He got everybody in their emotions and all riled up. Like you guys are
riled
just
up.
giving him free marketing and PR and advertisement. Like
And now
keep
he's
going.
renting space in your head. Look at Cat done
Right.
built a mansion in your head now.
Right. You are giving him momentum for his upcoming tour.
Oh my goodness, the fire, the fire, the fire. So
What
so
is
that
that?
part.
48 laws of power? Is that what is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that was it.
Mhm.
48 Laws of Power. And then 50 jumped in with and made another book with the guy who wrote that called The 50 Laws of Power. But either way you look at it, they're taking up space in your mind, and he is not paying rent. You are paying him. And now I think that original episode is at 50 million views or something ridiculous now
Ooh, wow.
after 1 week. Okay, well, because Cat, it's everyone is talking
It's
about it.
it's it's hilarious. Like I said, I might have to, watch that taking some herbs or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, just for some chuckles. I tell you what, whenever you're feeling down in 2024, go back to that video and laugh. Okay, that brother was telling
I mean, you
jokes,
gonna
being
laugh.
shady.
You gonna learn some new words. Like it's good. Mhm.
Okay, so then, so imagine that was all on Wednesday. And then we had to get to Thursday, and there were things happening in politics. I mean, that I care nothing about right now because it's too early and I just don't have the
What
bandwidth to care.
didn't they
The,
have a
the Republican debate they did on CNN.
yesterday? Yeah, womp womp womp.
But you know what? I did get reminded of something, and I like the way I say reminded of something, and that is how everyone, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I watch the news, I like the news, and you're like, what are you watching, CNN or MSNBC? Well, oh yeah, because oh, you think you're liberal? Oh, okay. Well, word up, CNN has been purchased like a couple of years ago.
I
They
heard
don't
about
even,
that.
yeah, they're not even moving in the same trajectory, and you can really see it because when have yeah they're doing things that they've never done before because they are now owned by someone who is notoriously conservative, so we will see
And
what
which is
happens with
so
CNN.
funny, they're
Mm,
yeah, the person that owns CNN now, they're conservative, but I've
yeah.
never, because I really don't watch CNN, but
Hmm.
baby, be watching CNN, and yeah, I've never seen so many of sisters on there
Yeah,
that
yeah,
have their own shows, but they
yeah.
they try to do that to
confused sometimes.
bring people in.
Yeah, save a sinking ship. But
Right.
I understand Black Girl Magic, but yeah, no, but CNN, keep your eye on it. Everyone wants to say that that's the place where liberals live, but yeah, no.
No, you better go
Think for
to, what is
yourself.
it?
Think for
What is
yourself.
it? Associated Press or
I say have several. The thing is, I like to personally. I
New
really
York
enjoy reading,
Times.
reading different, no, different outlets' perspective. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it makes me giggle because sometimes, especially when they all agree, then I know something is up. Like I'm like, oh, there's some S right here.
Right.
I said we all saying the same story, then that means we're all saying the same story. We're not getting facts. There's no journalism. No one's doing any research. And the thing is, shout out to real journalists as well. People go to school for that. There is an art to it. There is supposed to be a
Mm-hmm.
way you look at things that's not biased. So,
Right.
shout out. I mean, I definitely appreciate a good little TikTok moment and a good little Insta reel, but there is nothing like real journalism. I mean, pay
You
people and
know,
remember, people go to school to be experts, not AI. Not
not
artificial
AI.
intelligence, but
Mm-mm.
actually people who, ask the questions, put the pieces together, go, this don't feel right. This don't make sense. I mean,
Or
some of
even if
the
you have like the foundational one, at least I took journalism 101. You know what I'm
something.
saying?
Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of big stories have been broken because journalists have done their job.
Right.
People have asked the question and done some research. So, anyway, so that was kind of another little sidebar. So, woo, girl, and like I said, we haven't even really hit the weekend good yet. So, like I said, thank you 2024 for being off to a very entertaining start. And also a very clear start because clarity is beautiful. I'm sticking with that word, Monica. I like it. And then, of course, I'm getting ready to ask you about the business of the week, or what the vibe is that you're feeling. But before I do it, I just have to go back to one more little thing.
Mm.
And this is because people who know me out here in the street actually know me, will get how I like to look at things. And you're a detective in your own right because you're really good at the research and the getting to who people are when we're doing things. But I like to look at things. Those like games where you're like, look and see what you can find in this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going back just real quick to Brother Majors, but we're not gonna stay. No, we're not gonna stay
Child.
there. We're not gonna stay there. But they showed a quick picture of a scene that he had, that was presented, a photo that was presented in court, and it was of him when he got mad when she alleged that they're having some kind of scuffle in the room or whatever. And he said, I just knocked off everything from the side table because I wanted to or whatever. Girl, why did I look and I noticed my eyes honed in so quick? I said, wait, what did he knock off the side table, his nightstand? But I seen two Joe Malone candles out there on the ground. I said, wait, what? I say, wait, we're damaging the JML candles? Oh no, we're not doing that. I guess he said I got the $80 to throw it on the ground, ma'am. Okay, I
Well,
got the
you
$70 to throw it on the ground. So I'm just letting you know that don't do what Jonathan Majors do, because even with all of the stuff he's going through, your money still ain't right. Even with his terrible legal team, what he's getting to do, you're not getting to do because you're not able to swipe off your side tables and knock off more than one Joe Malone candle. I seen
well.
two, and they were the standard size, so they weren't
Mm-hmm.
like the 3 wick or the 4 wick, but
Right.
still, he had multiple Joe Malone candles. Got caught up in that confusion unnecessarily. So
Well, speaking
shout
about
out to the
things
people who know.
falling, thinking about speaking about things falling to the ground, I was reading that the boy that was sitting in the seat next to
Oh,
the
girl,
door that came off on the Alaska Airlines recently, his cell phone, his iPhone had fell out the
well,
plane,
that was
girl,
Saturday.
and
That
and
was Saturday.
they found it
What?
intact. It's still working.
The iPhone is. Did he have a new 15, the titanium?
I don't know which one he had. I don't know if because they said I read an article. I have to find the article, but yeah, it it survived. But it landed. Obviously, they said something. It must have like it landed like on a bush or a tree and then landed on the ground, which was softer. But they were talking about because this is where it
Wow.
gets. This is where like it gets the science comes in because they're explaining like terminal velocity and all that. I guess once you get to a certain once it starts going, it's not going to keep going faster or something. Science people chime in, but um someone
Okay.
was like, well, that's great, they're gonna go up on the prices of the iPhone. I was like,
Well, they're going to be able to say it's sturdy enough to survive 16,000 feet of sheer terror and to come out unscathed. I mean, to not even have a scratch. See, I when you said sidebar, because that's definitely something to talk about because we are from Washington State, Seattle, Alaska is
hmm
the hub. Everyone
right.
flies with Alaska. Every Boeing is at one time Boeing was bigger than Microsoft in Seattle as far as being an employer or being like the place to create a middle class in
hmm
Washington State was Boeing. So now two of our like big things are under fire. So I don't know who's really mad at Washington State or really what's going on with the FAA or with the travel because Alaska Airlines, I mean, the last trips that you and I both took outside of Washington State for different reasons, different locations, we both flew Alaska.
Alaska, and
And
thank
typically, I
God for
love a
protection.
window. Yeah, and
Me too.
typically, I ask for the window,
I always get the window for the most part. I don't play with that.
Yeah. So that part really was disturbing to me,
But if
because
you
I'm
want to go ahead.
no, I mean, because that part was disturbing. Because see, when
Yeah.
you first opened up this line of conversation, I thought you were going to talk about how the boy who said, or the man, the person behind or near the with the door that came off, said someone lost their shirt. Like their shirt actually
No,
got
his
stuck.
yeah, his shirt did get sucked off, but the phone fell out too.
See, and that's girl, that is a miracle that everyone, I mean, to me, that's everyone's worst nightmare. And like I said, I'm going to still keep flying Alaska and
That's why
I'm
you
F with
better get an
Alaska, but
external
still.
drive and back up your stuff on the iCloud, man.
Well, I don't know because now I'm like I definitely am never gonna be trying to sit near emergency seat, but emergency exit because that's
hmm
too scary that that's even a possibility because that was supposed to be sealed off. The regular emergency doors are actually supposed to be able to be used in time of emergency. So if the sealed door can fly off, oh girl, ain't no telling. Like Jack told Helen, I cannot.
Oh, girl, my babe has a friend, and he used to work for Boeing, and he told me, he was like, yeah, there's certain models of planes that he doesn't fly. Period. I was like, oh, now
Good
you telling me?
honey, I got a family member who worked for Boeing, and that was yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, they don't like to fly. Wait, I
Well,
said wait.
I already told you how to Auntie. She don't like to fly. Period. Because, and I'm gonna
She
leave it
worked
at
the
that. I don't want to
yeah
say nothing
yeah
else about it because she just
yeah yeah.
she worked for the government high up, and
She just
yeah.
don't like to fly, and so because they know that there's things about flying. But yeah, no, no, no. That was one of the things that you were grateful for last week. You said is that your the door didn't come off of your plane. And you know what? People don't understand why they need to be prayed up. But that Alaska Airlines is just a subtle way. You don't understand how many dangers that just a little prayer or just a little bit that you're getting covered from. Because the reality is that could have been anybody's plane. And the fact that they weren't at full elevation or altitude, that they
Right.
were still, yeah, still elevating,
The
that
FAA said it could have been much worse.
worse. So, I mean, everyone, and the thing is, they knew that those kind of planes had issues, so they had stopped letting them fly to Hawaii. And I was like, the first time I went to Hawaii, I remember looking out the window, and it was by Alaska Airlines flight. But I remember looking outside the window, and I was thinking to myself, because at some point, all you see is Pacific Ocean. There's no more
Girl,
land.
I
Yeah,
know. So
but
I
I'm
just put
just
my I put
describing it. Yeah, but I'm just
I,
describing it maybe for
I took
people
a
who
piece of
haven't flown
candy,
to it.
and I went to sleep because I was like, ain't nothing to look at here.
Yeah, no, and so I look outside, and then you realize that you don't see any land. There's just
No,
nothing but water. It's
exactly,
beautiful water, but you are flying over water. Okay, if
exactly,
anything happens, you're making a water landing. It was so,
exactly.
it like, girl, it chilled me to my bone for that second, and then I just realized I walk by faith, and then I just had to like, I said, okay, like you said, I can stop looking because what am I looking at? It's just just water. Like this is just water. So imagine if that had happened over water and they were too far from any kind of plane. Like that could have gone so many different ways that we definitely know that somebody's prayer, somebody's TT, they auntie, they nana, they meanwhile somebody was getting prayed for on that plane because it could have went so different. So that
But
is the
if
takeaway for the week.
yeah,
Stay
but
prayed
if you're
up.
looking for a job in aviation, if you want to be not a travel agent with a what's the a stewardess with
Oh,
a premier
flight attendant.
a flight attendant with a
Yes.
premier a company.
Uh-huh.
I saw Emirates is hiring. I had looked into it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
they
Emirates
they
is
they
top
actually
notch though. Yeah.
yeah
Their
they
flight
actually
attendants make yeah.
they, they actually have a hiring January 19th at one of the hotels in I think the Renaissance Hotel in downtown Seattle.
Oh, January 19th. Oh, you're giving people plugs. So if your dream was to take to the friendly skies in 2024, I mean, maybe you work for Alaska and you're like, I don't know anymore. I guess the Emirates is doing their thing at
If you want
where?
to be based in Dubai, you know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, I mean, your money would be right. The Emirates is not treating their staff terribly, so that's wonderful. So okay,
Right.
so okay, well, I like everything about that. So now, moving right along to one of my, I really do enjoy hearing about these business of the week. Sometimes I've tried them and I know about them. Sometimes it's just us discovering through various ways, other local or national or international. Usually, primarily, we do female or women empowered businesses, but we love a good business anyway. A small business support the people. So what's going on, Monica?
um for the business for this episode, I'm going to do Howdy Bagel. Um
Howdy Bagel. Okay.
yeah, unfortunately at this time they are temporary closed because one of the owners was killed on vacation when he was with his partner down in New Orleans about a week ago.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never went to this bakery. I didn't hear about it until this actually happened.
Oh.
And the bagels look wonderful. I was
Okay.
like, I've been missing out. Um,
Okay. Okay.
but we'll have it tagged because in the meantime, since they are temporary closed, you can go to Corina Bakery. Let me
Uh.
back up here. They are they had made some cookies that you can buy by the bag
Uh.
for in remembrance of him for their for Howdy Bagel,
Okay.
and it will benefit their GoFundMe and their business um,
Okay.
through this time. So
I gotta ask
our
questions.
condolences. Yes,
Yeah, I definitely our condolences to that. And I love, thank you, Monica, for sharing something that actually, if people do want to get involved with this is going to help the community. So it was Howdy Bagel. Is this in Seattle, Tacoma? Where's Howdy Bagel?
Tacoma.
Okay, so it's a Tacoma, it's a small business Tacoma, and they
Hmm.
went on vacation during the holiday season. And that's what, oh, we were just saying, stay prayed up and love on your loved ones. Okay. And so one of the owners did not make it back alive. Okay. And
No.
so now the shop will reopen. That's what it sounds like. But right
Yeah,
now,
it says it's temporary closed, but Karina Bakery,
it's
this
doing
will
a
bring
fundraiser.
it'll
Yeah.
be it'll be in the stories.
Okay.
They said grieving together, baking hope. They're introducing Howdy Bagel shortbread cookies, and
Okay.
where all the proceeds will go to the Howdy Bagel GoFundMe to
Okay.
support the family and community close to our hearts, and that they're only $5 available at Karina Bakery. And
Okay.
we've
Oh,
shouted out Karina Bakery
yeah.
probably a couple of years ago. It's a
Okay.
fabulous bakery in Tacoma. Yeah.
Okay, great. And I like that they also have a GoFundMe. But you know what? Why not get you some cookies? So I mean, it's dry January for some people. It's sometimes, if you're gonna fall off the bandwagon for your diet and all your New Year's plans, do it for this. Sounds like a good cause. $5.
Well,
You're gonna
sometimes just
support some
comforting
family.
just to have
Yeah.
a cookie and some
Yeah,
tea or
yeah.
hot
Ooh,
chocolate.
girl, that's amazing. Some good tea and
So,
cookies. So, okay, well then, hey, I love that business of the week. It's a little bit more of a somber end to a really kind of funny, crazy, wild episode. But we always appreciate you for joining us here. We look forward to next week and seeing what's in store for us. Anything else that we're forgetting to say to the people, Monica?
Nope. Be kind.
Stay safe.
Peace.
Monica, where can they find us at again?
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartMedia, Amazon, and Google Play. And our social media platforms are Instagram, Twitter, which is known as X, and also TikTok.
All right. Remember to call your aunties and your girlfriends and say hi.
Hey.
Bye.